Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Morning Cup. I'm so glad you're here today because we are starting another powerful week, and this week all about change and change being a good thing, especially with spring around the corner. And this week's quote is, "One reason people resist change is because they focus on what they have to give up instead of what they have to gain." And that's by Rick Godwin. And I think it's such a great quote because it really focuses in on when we are changing, we do have to give something up, but imagine what you gain. When you go to the gym and you start working out, you gain muscles, you gain strength and endurance. When you start eating healthier, you gain more energy, you feel better, you look better. Everything starts to change around you. And those are just two examples, but we're really going to go into the stages of behavior change because I do think it's important to understand how you can make those changes and what maybe holds us back sometimes. So the first stage is pre-contemplation. So when we are contemplating what we are going to be focusing on when it comes to those change, it's denial. A lot of people go through denial of there is a problem or there is something that they're like, I don't need to change, everything's great. Okay, but maybe it's problematic. Sometimes it is a problem where maybe it's around weight or your health and you need to make those changes. Or maybe it's about overworking yourself. Maybe you're in denial of how much you're working and where you really need to draw that line to protect your overall well-being. So what can you do? Well, start looking at your behaviors and your actions. Are they aligning? Do you feel good about what you're doing? If you're not feeling good about that, that's where change can start to in that pre-contemplation stage. The second one is contemplation. So you have conflicting emotions. There's this readiness and ability to change that has been confirmed. You're ready to go. So what can you do? Well, the first thing is identify any barriers, because a lot of times when we start to make changes, we look at the obstacles or how long it's going to take to create that change for ourselves. And when we're able to really look at that, it feels like you're giving something up versus gaining the benefits, that's where we really need to identify too. What's the cost? What is it costing you to invest in your business, your health, your relationships? Because if there isn't change, how are you going to make those things better that are causing pain or frustration or disappointment? So that's the second stage. When we move into the third stage, this is preparation. So the fun stuff, it's making those small changes and being able to gather information. And what you can do with that is make a plan of action. So how can you start to prepare? I love when I schedule my week out, I know I have downtime. I know where small changes can happen, especially the last few months when I've really gotten into cooking. I've been able to prep my meals and know, okay, well, I need to buy the ingredients. I need to know when can I have that downtime to cook. Okay, now that I have that downtime, how I'm making it a priority is really going to allow me to take action and set myself up for success. The other thing you can do is writing down your goals. So those small changes when it comes to making more time for yourself so you don't burn out and overwork yourself, how can you write that down? How can you say, okay, well, my goal is to maybe do more yoga. I've been really getting into yoga again lately because it's been on the back burner. But I have a goal of this 30-day goal that I'm doing of every day doing yoga, and writing it down allows me to focus in on that tunnel vision of I want to get this goal accomplished, but how do I do it? And it's first writing it down, putting it into existence. And then the last thing is finding resources. How can you find a support system that can help you or ways to really gravitate towards making that happen? So writing it down. Is it just a loose piece of paper or is it in a planner? Is it in your phone? Where is it easy access, but you know it will help you achieve that goal? So, but at the end of the day, it starts with those small changes. And stage 4, take action. It's all about action. It's being intentional with action towards the goal that you're going towards. And what can you do? It's having reinforcement. So when you're making those small changes and you're taking those actions, how are you rewarding yourself? How are you moving to that next goal? But also supporting yourself in allowing yourself to celebrate those small wins. And I've talked about that before because I do think we don't do that enough. We're always like, okay, I accomplished this. What's next? It's really taking that time to really foster in the excitement of that goal you achieved. Even if it's the smallest thing, that is going to help you get to that next small goal and continue to get to the bigger goal. And the other thing too is having a support system is so important, especially having that accountability. So with overworking yourself, for instance, who are you reporting to in that sense? Is it a partner? Is it a friend? Is it another business partner, founder of your business? Or is it a family member? Who is it that's really helping you achieve that goal? Because it's one thing to do it on your own. We are so self-disciplined. But there's some times where you just don't want to do something. I know a few weeks ago when I had started my yoga challenge, there was one day I just did not want to do my yoga. And my boyfriend helped me. He's like, okay, here's your mat, here's the space, you're ready to go. But he held me accountable, which allowed me to hold myself accountable. So it's really having a strong support system. And then the fifth stage is maintenance. So avoid old habits. So if it's around, let's say, food, or you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to gain muscle, what habits in the past have prevented you from achieving that goal? Is it, okay, well, I'm just tired, or making excuses, or is it not setting yourself up for success in the past? Now you're doing that. Instead of, okay, well, I'll just grab something on the way home, instead of having your meals prepped so you know, okay, well, I'm allowing myself not to fall into those habits that have caused me to gain weight, to lose muscle, whatever it may be. When it comes to overworking ourselves, oh, well, I just need to stay up a little bit later this week. It's okay. It'll be fine. However, if you're continuing to do that, then you're lacking sleep. Your nutrition's going to be affected. Your mood's going to be affected. All those are going to be a factor. So it's really important to recognize those old habits and avoid them at all costs so you can create those new habits. And even like the picture, you have that choice to decide, is it going to be that new habit and continuing to move forward, or am I going to fall into my old ways? So what can you do? Have coping strategies. So just like what we talked about, really being able to understand and identify where you might fall short and how you can counteract that and have something in place so you can really thrive instead of falling back. And reward yourself when you make those new habits and you feel good about that. How are you acknowledging that and giving yourself that grace and compassion of, I did this, I'm so excited about this, and honoring yourself, your mind, and your body. So I hope that was helpful for today, but I really wanted to just focus in on how change is so important. And with spring right around the corner, like I mentioned, it's really important to look at how our behaviors are really supporting our life, our lifestyle, and where we want to go in life. So we're not overworking ourselves and we're taking care of our overall health, our mind, and our body, because it is so important. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.